Welcome back to my channel. So today's topic is single-use plastic. So we are facing a lot of issues because of this single-use plastic. It is also called as SUP. So this is creating a lot of environmental issues. So let me give you some details about the single-use plastic today and few strategies by which we can try to incorporate it and try to minimize the load of single-use plastic on the environment. So please do watch the video till the end for complete details on single-use plastic. So first of all, we should know what is single-use plastic. So single-use plastic is the plastic that is designed to be thrown away once it is being used. So once you use it for some particular purpose, if you discard this particular plastic, it will be coming under the category of single-use plastic. But according to the Plastic Waste Management Amended Rule, which has come into existence in 2021, so if you try to use the plastic for the same purpose again or some other purpose again, then you're trying to reduce the burden of this single-use plastic reaching the environment. So to some extent, you're reducing the load that you're discarding. So that is how you can try to manage it to some extent. So one such way of using this single-use plastic can be, you can try to develop your creative ideas and you can try to create some planters. So this is some images to show you that how you can beautify your garden using single-use plastics. So using your cans, that is oil cans or any other single-use plastic kind of cans, you can develop or produce nice planters which can be used to beautify your garden. Similar way, you can think creatively based on your hobby. You can think how you can try to incorporate this single-use plastic in your particular system. So coming to single-use plastic in India, we know that there are a lot of single-use plastics used in India. So this is some examples of that. So we know we are using a lot of carry bags, PET bottles, packaging materials, straws, caps, lids. So all these, not only that, even your chips wrapper, all of these will come under the category of single-use plastic. So you can see the percentage of various items here which is basically used. So all of these will come under the category of single-use plastic. So coming to the global overview, okay, so this will give you a basic idea on the countries which have banned the manufacture, the countries which have free distribution, and the countries which have a ban on the importation. So the gray ones have the countries which have no ban on single-use plastic, and the green ones are the countries which have ban on the manufacture, free distribution, and import. So coming to plastics, we know that the main problem with this plastic is the persistent nature, and most of this will enter the oceans, and once they reach the oceans, they are definitely going to create a lot of havoc because these are not biodegradable. So this is the most important thing that we need to remember. These plastics will take centuries and 50, maybe 500, 600 years to break down into simpler molecules because they are coming under the category of non-biodegradable. So this will lead to a lot of issues. And coming to few statistics, so basically just a few 1 million plastic drinking bottles are purchased every minute. So you can just imagine how much single-use plastics we are creating. So not only that, it is creating a lot of issues because these plastics, one important thing is that you should not burn these plastics because once you burn these plastics, it emit something called as dioxins. If you're burning it in outer atmosphere without any control measures, it emits dioxins. And there are a lot of reports which tells us that these dioxins can even lead to cancer. Not only that, when you discard these plastics into the environment, it reaches the water bodies and there is a chance that it will get accumulated in this aquatic life. And once they accumulate in this aquatic life, they get magnified in us because we consume this aquatic food. So in this way, there's a lot of bioaccumulation and biomagnification that is happening in the food chain. So coming to various types of plastics, we have PET, we have HDPE, we have LDPE, we have polypropylene, we have polystyrene and expanded polystyrene. So these are various categories and all of these will come under the category of single-use plastics. So under PET, we know we have water bottles, we have biscuit trays. So those products will come under this category. Under HDPE, we have the shampoo bottles, milk bottles, ice cream containers. So similar way, different categories of this will have different products and all of these will come under the category of single-use plastic. So basically, if the similar trend of using single-use plastic and discarding it, this will continue, then definitely our oceans will have more plastic than it has fish by 2050. So it is estimated that globally people consume equivalent to 1 credit card of plastic every week. So this is because the food that we eat is almost contaminated and we do not have a mechanism to break down plastic in our body. So that is why they accumulate in our body and create a lot of health impacts. So why plastic? Why people go for plastics? The main reason for going for plastics is this is cheap, it is lightweight, and it is easy to produce. And many countries are producing this because of that particular reason. So there is a need for alternative options. And one such alternative option which is sustainable is bioplastic. So bioplastic, the name only tells you it is bioplastic. So that means it is produced from some biological material. So once it is produced from some biological material, it can be composted. So this is the main reason. This is the alternative strategy and people are working on this area, but it may take more time for this to get commercialized to a greater extent. So one such company is Dr. Bioplastics and Products, which is a startup company which is working in this area of bioplastics, where they are producing this plastics from biological materials. Coming to plastics, most of the plastics, they are produced from fossil fuels, and we know already we have a lot of crisis for fossil fuels. So in this way, this might lead to a lot of issues which we need to manage. So coming to the problems with plastics, I told you that we are producing it from fossil fuels and we already have a lot of crisis for fuels. So converting these fuels to plastics also becomes a major hurdle. And once you have this plastics, I told you once it reaches the environment, it can break down into simpler molecules called as microplastics. And there are a lot of reports which tells that these microplastics are much more toxic than the plastic themselves, because even they can accumulate and magnify, which can lead to issues. We already know there are oil spills that is happening in the oceans, and these microplastics which are produced from these plastics, which are the smaller molecules of plastics, they have the capability to absorb these oils. Okay, so polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons are nothing but oils. So these microplastic can act as adsorbing material. So we know what are adsorbing material. So adsorbing material is one which has the capability to absorb various molecules on its surface. So PAH can be one molecule which can be adsorbed on the surface, and we already know that PAH is carcinogenic, and microplastic themselves are leading to a lot of issues. So basically, when the seafood consumes this microplastics adsorbed with PAH, the impact of this on health can be much more detrimental. So not only that, even the e-waste that we are producing, we know a lot of e-waste is generated, and this also, if it is not managed in a scientific manner and discarded here and there, so that also creates a lot of microplastics, and that also can become a site of adsorption for PAH, which can increase the cancer risk. So this image is just to show you the adsorbing nature of microplastics, and this red ones here you can see is nothing but the PAH, which is adsorbed on the surface of microplastic. So basically the polycarbonate surface, the polycarbonate chain, this is the backbone of the e-waste, and this molecules here which I'm showing you is just to show you the PAH molecules which are attached on the surface of the polycarbonate chain. So in this way there can be adsorption happening, and this can lead to a lot of detrimental impacts on health. So coming to the facts about single-use plastics, so Americans themselves, 100 billion plastic bags are used per year. So this will require approximately 12 million barrels of oil for the manufacture. So we know there is a lot of crisis with oil, and so much oil is required for the production of plastic bags itself. And basically on average they use 365 plastic bags per person per year. So you can just imagine how much single-use plastics they themselves are creating. And not only that, these plastics have got a lot of chemical additives, and these chemical additives like phthalates and other things, they have other side effects also. So they can have effects like they can have impacts on birth defects, they can have impacts on your immune system, they can impact your endocrine system, they can lead to health impacts like cancer. So there are a lot of effects which are happening, and when plastics are burnt, I already told you that it emits dioxins, and these dioxins are also carcinogenic. So we have to be very careful while managing these plastics, and we should see to it that it is not burnt openly, which emits dioxins which can be carcinogenic. So coming to the small things that we can do, we can try to opt for reusable alternatives. We can try to carry our own shopping bag when you're going to purchase anything. So we can try to, as much as possible, convert the single-use plastic into multi-use. So one such use, I showed you that how can you beautify your garden by making beautiful planters from the single-use plastic cans that you have. So in this way, you can think innovatively and creatively and see how you can try to use it for much more time, so that the rate at which it enters the environment and the management of it can be done in a better way. So these are some more strategies that you can adopt. So here you can see the left hand side are the single-use alternatives, and in the right hand side you can see the reusable alternatives. So you can see instead of single-use plastic, you can try to go for cotton bags. In some places, instead of using plastic bottles, you can try to go for stainless steel bottles. So in that way, even Tupperware plastic materials can be used, because you can use it for longer time. Wherever possible, you can try to use cloth nappies for kids rather than single-use nappies. And even the sanitary pads, you can try to replace it with the silicone-based menstrual cups. So there are a lot of alternatives which is coming up now. But only thing that we have to see how best we can try to shift from this particular old system to the new system. So one solution to plastic pollution is they're trying to convert these plastic bottles into eco bricks. So what is eco bricks? Eco bricks is nothing but you're trying to fill this bottle completely with plastic waste. So it might be your straws, it might be your plastic bags, your plastic wrappers. You fill it completely with this bottle, and this bottle is used for construction. So you can try to reduce the cost of construction, plus you can try to manage your plastic waste with this particular initiative. Not only that, they're trying to make some innovative products also out of these eco bricks. So one such thing is you can see here, they're trying to produce some nice table which can be used. Okay, so in this way you can think creatively and see how best you can try to use eco bricks for various applications. One more option is this is the entrepreneur, young entrepreneur who has developed her company called as Recharka. What she's doing is she's only using the waste single-use plastic wrappers. Okay, the wrappers, what they do is they wash it, sanitize it, sort it into colors. They make strips manually out of it, and they bind it in the charaka, and they convert that into fabrics. And they are producing very nice handbags. So you can just see these handbags. So these handbag does not look like it is produced from waste wrappers, but you can see how beautifully they have created products from waste wrappers. So in this way, a few innovators are coming up, and they are producing innovative products from the waste. And this is definitely going to be the future, because we'll have a lot of single-use plastic coming up in the market, and how creatively or how innovatively you can try to use it. So she has already used more than 2 million plastic bags till date for the production of these products. So it is already available online, and you can even buy it. So you can just have a view at it. So one more innovative product is PVA capped capsules. So this is a particular capsule which is used as a detergent. So we know every month we use a lot of detergents, might be for floor cleaning, might be for kitchen cleaning, washroom cleaning. So we buy at least 4-5 products, and all of these produces a lot of single-use plastic. So there is an entrepreneur company which has come up, that is Ecosys. What they are doing is they are creating this cleaners in small capsules, and these capsules, the detergents are the concentrated ones which you can dilute with water and use it. Okay, so these capsules are packed in something called as PVA, that is polyvinyl alcohol, and once this capsule entirely is put in the water, the PVA dissolves and the detergent disperses in the water, which can be utilized. So by using this, definitely we'll be not creating or producing any single-use plastic. So you can reduce the burden of the single-use plastic reaching the environment. So coming to few takeaway messages, we have seen how we can try to use single-use plastic for various applications and see to it that we reduce the burden of this single-use plastic reaching the environment. We have seen how policymakers and retail action would be much more important, where extended producer responsibility, that is one who creates this plastic, they only should think about measures how to manage it. So if this kind of strict legislations are coming into action, then only we can think and see how things will change. And we have seen how durable or sustainable options like bioplastics are available. And there is a lot of scope coming up for these kind of bioplastic kind of companies. And not only that, companies which go on waste management. So how best they can try to use this waste plastic and create innovative products out of it. So those kind of companies are also having a good scope in future. So we have seen how single-use plastic can create a lot of problems, and when these plastics are breaking down into microplastics, how they can create much more problem and how they can create health impacts or serious health conditions because of that. So one important thing that we have to keep in mind is waste segregation, because most of the time the waste is not managed properly or it is not recycled, because the quality of waste that we are putting in, it is mixed. Okay, once the waste is mixed, segregation becomes very, very difficult, and once you do not segregate it, the management of it also becomes difficult. So in this way, quality waste recycling and waste segregation should be the mantra, and that only can help in saving our environment from this detrimental single-use plastics. So thank you for watching. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel, and please press the bell icon for instant notifications, and share this video with maximum people that you know. Thank you.